All right, we're on to the next stage here. It's time to cut the package shelf in order to get this roll bar to fit in properly. Well, we're gonna get back on the interstate, so bad idea. All right, that's a and they show you dimensions that you're supposed to cut at from the last mounting hole, 4.5 inches back, and then straight along that edge, 2¼ inches in on both sides. And then they give you these wonderful drawings. Package tray, rear brace openings, top view not to scale, actual shape of pieces to remove, not to scale. What? So I have no idea why there's this in. Maybe I don't know. I've cut out well, I began to cut out my pieces. One of the things I'm doing is I'm using a battery powered jigsaw to make my two first initial cuts. I'll take you into the car so you can see what I'm doing there. And then I made two 2¼ inch pieces of just this aluminum stock, and I'm going to use that to get the rest of the stuff done with a clean brake, hopefully, as long as I am able to do what I plan on doing. So let's go inside the car. We'll look at that, and I'll grab my two little pieces of aluminum here that I'm using. Now, one of the other things I did was, as you can see, vacuum cleaner right there. Using that jigsaw, you're going to get little pieces of metal everywhere, and I mean they were everywhere. But I've already taken the vacuum in here. I've already vacuumed up everything that I could find and see, so all of that is out of here. And also, don't forget, wear your safety goggles or glasses, so you don't get crap in your eyes, which will be a pretty bad day, you know, getting metal slivers in your eyes. So anyway, so here's my first two initial cuts. Now, using that jigsaw, because of this tower right here, I wasn't able to get in right where my line started at. That shouldn't really play a factor too much, but I plan on cleaning it up, making it a nice straight line, and then coming down, as you can see, my line comes down to here. Here's where the 4.5 inches was. Then I came across. Now, you know, I'd rather be off shorter than longer, because I can always remove little bits and pieces after the fact. So I've got these two pieces here. What I'm planning on doing now is I'm going to take some tin snips. I'm going to cut along here first just to get rid of this piece, and then I'm going to take these pieces here, put them on both sides of my bend, use my channel locks to grip it all, and then I'm going to start manipulating it back and forth until it snaps off. It should give me a nice clean line to work from there. Now, I did keep my two mounting holes here so far. If this is a problem, like I said, I'll just trim off as much as I need to get it done. I don't feel like taking off my top, just because I'm the only one doing this alone, and I don't have a second set of hands to help me get this top back on. So, and the top is in really great condition. I don't want to mess with it. And it's also got the glass window, so if there's one less thing I have to do, then great. So anyway, I'm going to get to removing those. I've already made my two straight cuts on that side as well, and we'll keep going from there. All right. All right, so round 2 of cleaning up all the metal flakes and everything else is done. So as you can see here, I got my notches cut out per the measurements. A bunch of metal pieces over there laying on the floor, or ground, I guess. Floor. I am awesome with words today. I don't have ABS on this car, so I don't have to worry about that step on the install. This plug here is the plug that they're talking about when you have to deal with the ABS, but for my instance, I'm pretty sure it's just a rubber plug. So I am pretty much, I think, done in here. I am going to put the, or actually, no, I'm not. I gotta undo the seatbelt brackets here, pull those out, and then I will do a test install to see if my notches are deep enough for the roll bar where it needs to go. And if it is, I've filed all these edges down and everything else to get them so they're not sharp, no sharp points, rounded out the edges here. But I also have some stuff that I can put around these edges if I have enough room. But I also want to make sure that I don't go overboard with it, because I also have to put that package shelf back on, which I also need to notch out the package shelf as well. So anyway, that's where we're currently at. That side's done as well. I got all my implements of destruction sitting there on top of the gas tank cover. But all right, we're gonna do a test fit real quick. All right, so the test fit has gone pretty good. I notched out the package back there, the tray package is what they call it. So got that over there, got that over there. I will be marking my holes over here. I'm going to put in the bolts into the tower first before I mark the holes, so this way I know it's up flush where it needs to be. Kind of give you some other items here. So there's for the seat belt attachment point will be there. This will mount down through here with supplied hardware. The soft top bends up on top of there. I do have a glass windowed soft top. So there is a little clip over there that has to be removed, and then that wire will come over on this side of it, which is perfectly fine. You take it out the seatbelt bolt towers right there for right now. Once again, like I said, I'm just doing a test fit with all that stuff removed. So I'm going to put those back in here in just a minute. I just wanted everything out of the way. That also helped me get the, what am I trying to think of? The wire harness loom down out of the way as well. Looking back here so you can get another look from the back here. That's where that mounting plane is going to bolt in. That's where that one bolts in. I have those rubber stoppers in there still, so I'll have to remove those. But all in all, it looks like everything is cleared out of the way and everything else. So now it comes time to jack the car up, take off the tires, remove everything in there, mark my holes, and get to drilling. All right, so that's where I'm at right now. And once again, this is the Hard Dog M2 Hardcore Hardtop double diagonal bar. So it's good for the hardtop and all soft tops, whether you have the plastic window, glass windows, and even it states the aftermarket ones, which I wouldn't know because this one is stock glass. So that's where we are right now. And all right, on to doing some more stuff. All right, so here's the issue I'm currently having. That one there seems to be the right height, and if you can see what I'm talking about here, I'll zoom in. That one there seems to be the right height. It goes in, I can get the bolt through it, and that's all good and fine. However, when you come over to this side, on the driver's side, and I know it's custom parts, everything else, you put this one in, and for the life of me, if I can get my camera to get on it, I don't know what, there you go. Yeah, that's gonna take me either grinding this one down that they give me, or something, because if I get it on there, then I can't tighten this bolt down here and it's not sitting flush. So I guess I'm just gonna make a mark and I'm gonna have to grind this down to make it fit. So yeah, right there. Anyway, and it's not like this is longer. I've already swapped them over. These are the exact same length as one another. It's just, I think this tab was welded down just a hair down where it needed to be. It needed to be up like maybe 1/8 of an inch. And then I also noticed that this wasn't a complete weld around on this bracket. Oh gosh, oh, sorry. But as you can see right there, they welded the entire underneath. They got up here, it's like, they got almost to the end and then they said, oh, coffee break or something. So anyway, all right, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna just grind that down. I think it's about the only way I can really go about doing this to get this to work today, and I don't have time to try to reinstall, so yeah. Anyway, all right, that's where we're all right now. Later. Oh, all right, give you another update where I'm at now. So it's about 4:30 p.m. So I've been doing this for about 7 hours now, and there's a couple of little issues that are fun to work on to get by, especially like tightening these bolts down here. So you can see that one over there. Those are a pain in the ass. It's hard to get anything on them to actually turn them. I might eventually, maybe not. Anyway, so right now what I'm doing is I'm bolting in the back of the bar per the instructions. I did notice one of the things it said in the instructions was that these spacers that I was complaining about just a little while ago, that because of differences in the chassis and flexing or whatever might happen, the spacers might not fit very well. And it gives some things that you should possibly try to do. So like if there was a gap, obviously you don't want to run it loose, so you'd want to put a washer in there or fill it with washers or spacers to even it up. My case, this one was shorter, so the spacer was too long, so I had to take just over 1/8 of an inch off the spacer. And good thing is I have a grinding wheel, so I just ground it down and I beveled it to match the angle, so it sits in there flush now, flush down there, and that one over there is flush. So we're all good to go on that point. And yep, we're just going to continue on. I pulled out the sheets in here. As you can see, it's dirty, so I sprayed it down a little bit and was drying it off. Mainly all I was really trying to do was get all of the massive amounts of caught up dirt, like the big clumps. So get all that out of there. Once I get all these done, I'm going to probably spray them down a little bit. But as you can see, there's the backing plate right there. And second person helping out here would be make it a heck of a lot easier. However, all I'm doing is I'm putting the ratchet with the socket down here, and I am holding the wrench up through the bar right through here, going through this angle like this, and then just reaching down and holding onto my wrench on the nuts down there. So haha, said holding my nuts, but anyway, so that's the next one I'm going to be tightening right there. And then we'll go over, we'll drill that side out and we will tighten it down. And once that's done, we'll come down to these areas, and then I will hook up the rest of my seat bracket up here. And yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Great news is it's nice out today. I mean, it's actually beautiful, other than a little breezy, but that's okay. Anyway, so here's the lower bracket mounting area for the hard dog bar. And as you can see, it has an angled plate that goes up against the unibody, and then the backing plate gets bolted into. And as you tighten them down, it ends up pulling it all in to hold it pretty tight up against the back wall here. So then you got that one up there, that connection point there. Then you have 3 more back there with the backing plate underneath, which is right there. So that's pretty much it for the install. Once I get the other side done over there, that's the only one I have left to do, then it'll be time to put everything back in the car. So I've already tested the soft top. It goes up and down without anything being messed with. It does have this here. The glass is right here. There's a